When Kevin and Molly asked me to come here, I'm flattered. I knew I couldn't play the violin, couldn't do the piano, and you do not want to hear me sing, so I'm up here speaking instead. 67 years, and I'm ashamed for 45 of those. I knew nothing about LRF. Like Diana said, it impacts our lives, the experiences we have. And a little over a year ago, my 13-year-old daughter, we thought was pneumonia, went to the hospital, went and visited. The next day it was acute myeloid leukemia, the diagnosis. And a day or two later, coma, and 10 days later, she passed. And nothing ever prepares you for that. 27 years in the military, a few tours of Iraq, lost countless friends, but nothing can prepare you, at least as a father, to lose your daughter. And you talk to friends, and those that have children out there know that you love all your kids the same, but Kirsten, Team Kirsten, was my little buddy, my shadow, and it's a hard thing to swallow. So when you start talking about these things, and you start thinking, how can we give back? How can we make sure that nobody else has to go through what we've gone through here at this point? Lucky enough, the ladies from University Park out there, I was the Crete-Monique High School principal for a while. You probably will still see some Team Kirsten shirts around town. I know I still see them at the mall, and you know what? Wow, every time I see it. It's very, very neat how everybody's come together. Incidentally, one of my new students was talking this last year and said, Mr. Reigler, I kind of noticed in the newspaper there that your daughter passed away on April 19th. Says, yes, she was, that was the same night you had the interview here. I said, yeah, I know. When the hospital, daughter passed, and my kids were like, Dad, you gotta go. I said, no, I can't do this. I said, Dad, you've been telling us for a few weeks now. You got this. All right, got it. I gotta set the example for my children. And went up there, and I really thought along stopping along the highway, waiting for a while, going back, say, Dad, didn't go well, and coming back. But you know what? Someone was looking over me, and well, now I'm the principal of Waukegan High School, so you know how that night went. And it was an interview of about 300 or so people in a town hall meeting type format. So Kirsten was looking out for us and made sure this is where we went. Now, that said, 4,200 students, one of the largest high schools in the state. How do I help to give that back? We started my last school, but this school, kids came to me and they said, you know what, we got this many kids. How about the match registry as well? Kids, we read about the bone marrow of the kids and all, and talked about the disease in the newspaper, several articles about it. So our students gave back. They had a dance last year, raised $6,000 in the dance, and they found out that we got beat in the Jim Gibbons fundraising by like $60. They weren't happy. I'm competitive. They were even more competitive. They were not happy. So they said, this year, we're going to double that. I said, that's outstanding. So we've got kids involved. And honestly, for high school kids to know about it, they've never been impacted with leukemia. And to see other people that have been impacted and share their story, that's where it needs to go. I hope we don't have too many more of these events. I hope, like the good doctor said, we're having cures, because nobody should have to go through this type of thing. I want to say, Diana, our nurse of the year, I did great until you got up here. One of the biggest emotional impacts I had was the nurses that took care of my daughter. They were great, and to this day, we still take in touch with them, and they're wonderful. They're angels. They take care of your daughter. I mean, I remember my daughter's in a coma. They're braiding her hair and talking to her. Like, she can't hear you. Oh, yes, she can, Dad. So they were as big a support for us as my daughter, everybody else. And even in our memorial service, the nurses, they found out about it. They came. The oncologists came. So please, continue what we're doing. This is a great, great group. Glad to be a part of it. Glad to be asked to come up and talk here. And thank you very much.